So we are Sam and Lisa Lapp, and we have been married for almost 13 years come September. After Hurricane Katrina, I came down to volunteer, and that's how I moved down to Mississippi. And I was like getting into construction, and there's this beautiful girl down here, and I was smitten by her before I even knew it.
We lost our house during Katrina, but I gained a husband out of the deal, so it was a pretty sweet exchange for me anyway.
When Lisa and I first met, we both had a heart for missions and to serve the Lord in our everyday lives, but also in some other capacities. In January of 19, the church was doing a 21 days of prayer and fasting, and so we participated in just a time of seeking the Lord, just digging into His Word. The Lord was stirring our hearts during that time and revealing Himself in ways that I hadn't known Him before. My kind of, word for the year, if you will, for 19 was contentment. Just being content, because sometimes I get ambitious and I want to move, I want to go do things, and I think part of that was just being still and being faithful where I'm at and listening to the heart of the Father. Because through all this seeking of the Lord, it's like, Lord, what is your will? What is your desire? So we've been involved with Family Life since, 2012. Family Life is a ministry of Cru, formerly Campus Crusade for Christ. Now they're called Cru. They've been really working with marriages and families since the 1970s. We decided we wanted to volunteer and help out at one of their conferences. And so that was coming up in May of 2019. So we went over to Baton Rouge and we volunteered and helped out over there. One of the gentlemen that works there, he said, "Hey, y'all should come work for Family Life." That was really a seed that was planted, or maybe it was more a seed that was being watered, because the Lord was already stirring our hearts.
In my heart, it was a secret dream that I wanted to one day maybe work with Family Life, but I just kind of tucked it in the back of my mind, and I was like, it'll probably never happen, but it was just a fun thought. And so anyways, it's kind of neat now that we're at this place where, wow, my dream really might come true.
So I'm driving home from work, and I get this impression from the Lord that, He wants us to go in full-time ministry. Probably a day or two later, I talked to Lisa. I sat her down and I said, "So I have something I want to talk to you about. Can I tell you something without you freaking out?"
And that's when I said, I don't know, I'm kind of known for freaking out. I'm not sure if you can tell me something. It depends on what you have to say. I
just told her that, I've been sensing that the Lord is calling us to full-time ministry. We shared a little bit, and she just looked at me and just said, "Well, I've been sensing that as well." And
I didn't freak out at all.
She didn't freak out at all.
I actually just sat there in total peace, which was amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, I was not expecting that. From that moment on, we just started saying, "Lord, here we are, send us. What do you want us to do?" We called up our contact over at Family Life, and we set up a time to go visit them at headquarters. So we took the month of September, we took 40 days, and we did some more prayer and fasting.
During that time, I had asked the Lord to confirm this decision in 4 very specific ways: through peace, through physical signs that I could see, through a dream, and through a friend basically telling me, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what the Lord's calling you to do. So from the beginning, the Lord has given us unconditional peace. And for myself, that's a miracle, because I don't do well with change at all. So the second thing was, I was helping a dear friend with her parents' yard sale one day, and I was organizing some bags on the ground, and I looked down and there was this one bag there, and it said, embroidered on the top, it said Family Life. And I was like, okay, well that's one thing that said Family Life. And then a little while later, I was organizing the Christmas ornament bin, and there was a Christmas ornament, it said Hope in the middle, and at the bottom it said Family Life. And I was like, wow, that was 2. And then I bought Sam, while I was there, I bought Sam a picture book from Mexico. I brought it home and I gave it to him, and he opened it up, and in the book was an envelope. And when he opened up the envelope, there was a card in it that said Family Life. And I was like, wow, God, that was just 3 times in 2 hours that you showed Family Life to me. So I took that as the physical signs that I could see, as my confirmation for the physical signs.
We got together on a Saturday evening, and we just openly talked to each other, saying, what do you sense, that the Lord is giving us direction right now? And we both, just sense peace. So we both agreed that evening that yes, the Lord is calling us to family life, and we're going to continue, as long as the doors are open, we will continue to walk through.
To go on full-time staff with Family Life, we are responsible for raising 100% of our funds. And to be honest, that was a terrifying thought. Saturday night I had a dream that I found a wallet that I did not know that I had. And in the wallet was a bunch of money. It was like several different bills of like all different amounts. And I was so excited to find this money that I didn't know that I had. I felt the Lord speak to me, and He said, just like you found that money that you didn't even know you had, I will always provide the money for you. The money will always be there when you need it. I woke up the next morning and I was like, wow, Lord, that was my dream. That was the third thing that I asked you to confirm. So on Sunday morning at church, some missionaries were visiting, and they were sharing their testimony about what the Lord was doing in their area. And then Bethany Murphy came up on stage and gave a word. She said, I really feel strongly in my spirit that someone in this room is being called into full-time ministry, and you know who you are. And I wanted to stand up and scream, it's us! On the way home, I said, do you think that that word was for us? Do you believe that that word was for us? And he said, I have no doubt in my mind that that word was for us. That was the fourth confirmation that I asked for, that a dear, trusted friend, Bethany, just said, the Lord is calling someone here into full-time ministry. And we had clearly said yes the night before, and we knew that it was just a confirmation that the Lord has definitely called us.
Through all these confirmations, really, they were already confirming what the Lord was doing and saying in our hearts. And so, as we sought the Lord, as we just really quieted ourselves to hear from the Lord, to seek wise counsel, the Lord was speaking, and we believe we were able to hear because we were listening. And that's the other thing behind it too, is, Lord, we want to do and be where you want us to go and do what you want us to do. And so that led us to saying yes, but that was also kind of only the beginning. They said yes to us. They invited us to come on staff. The Lord has called us to follow Him wherever He may lead us, and we're excited to venture what this next season has. I wanted to read something that I wrote during this journey. This was early on. And I wrote, life is a journey, and along the way there are key moments where the Lord prompts our hearts or gives revelation. And it is at that point we are faced with the decision to take a leap of faith or simply scale back and continue life as normal. To accept the latter is to stay with what you know, to remain in your comfort zone. But to take a leap of faith is to go into uncomfortable places. It's going into uncharted territories. There's a good chance you could fail and look foolish. Whether you fail or succeed, you will be met with criticism and opposition. How will you respond? How will you walk out this journey? The heart of the Father is that His words are truth and His words are life. And when He speaks, there's truth and life in them. And that means He wants us, when we understand His word, He wants us to walk in that. And so that's what we're doing. We believe this is where the Lord is calling us. And we're looking forward to just helping families and marriages and just serving the Lord how He has called us each day.
We are very humbled and blessed and just honored that the Lord has chosen us, like Sam said, to just do this for Him and to serve Him in this way. And there will be lots of changes. I mean, for me, it's going to mean leaving my family and obviously our church family. And there will be challenges, but we're just trusting the Lord one step at a time. We're just putting one foot in front of the other and just going with His call.